Okay, we are back. I'm very happy to have on the Goldstein on Gelt show Grandmaster Boris Gelfand, who is the #1 player in Israel, one of the top players in the world, and recently achieved the all-time highest rating that he's had of 2,773. Boris, real pleasure to have you.
Good to hear you.
So you've been playing chess since you were a young child. Could you talk about some of the research you're doing, which is how chess helps people in intellectual development?
Yes, thank you for a question, and I think that chess develops some qualities which can be useful in real life, and I know that it's a lot of people who succeeded in life, businessmen, lawyers, people from finance, they contribute their success in life to the fact that they studied chess in their junior years and they played chess.
Do you think that the strategies that you use on the chessboard are in fact applicable elsewhere, or it's just really going to help you win a game?
No, I think it's an attitude which is important, that you should learn to think ahead. You should analyze the current situation before you take any decision. You should rely not on your whim or your wish, but on the objective situation on the board in chess and in life. Yeah. Also, you should develop your analytical abilities. Also, you should learn to tell between what's important and what's not, what's relevant and what's not in the current situation. Because there are a lot of things, I believe, I know in chess, and it's clear that in life also, when we take decisions, there are a lot of factors we have to take in account. And one who would tell better which factors are important in this precise situation would have a very big advantage over his competitors. Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's funny you say that. We had on the Goldstein on Gelt show a little while back Ken Rogoff, who is...
Really? Yeah.
In fact, you can listen to the interview at goldsteinongelt.com if you'd like. And one of the things that he told me was that as the chief economist of the International Monetary Fund, from time to time he would kind of step out of a meeting and he would think in terms of chess about how to solve a specific economic problem. And that really helped him. It's just like you were saying.
Yeah, no, it's one of the great examples that he was a really great chess player. I think maybe the strongest who is known in other fields. And he built brilliant career, and he's so influential economist in the world.
Mm-hmm. Have you found for yourself that sometimes when you're dealing with a non-chess issue that you're able to bring to bear your chess ideas and come up with a good strategy?
No, but it's already an instinct. When you deal with some situation, first you analyze, then you try to think what's important and what's not, and then you take decision. The decision making, the method of the decision making is developed, so you apply it in most of the cases.
And do you think that people in other professions, let's say in finance, for example, can benefit by bringing chess players in, even if the chess player himself is not an expert in the field, or maybe the military or a corporation would bring them in just to help with the strategic thinking?
Yes, some of chess players can actually help, and it's known that, let's say, during Second World War, I think British were employing chess players to decode data they got from Nazis, yeah? Mm-hmm. There were data which needed to be decoded, and they took chess players to do it. But also, okay, there are a lot of chess players, and each of us is different. But of course, this knowledge that we develop and we have, of course, I believe that it can be used better by society.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting what you're pointing out. On the Goldstein on Gelt show a while back also, I had the opportunity to speak with Susan Polgar, and subsequently she and I spoke a lot about how specific strategies from chess could be applied to making personal financial decisions, whether it was making sure that every move has a purpose, which chess players are great at, or just looking to avoid traps, which your opponent is setting up. And we're working on a book about that now called Rich as a King. So I hope that'll be out soon. We're talking to Boris Gelfand, who is Israel's #1 top chess player, one of the very top chess players on the planet. Boris, tell me something. Obviously, people who have studied chess have many, many advantages, and I know that you support bringing more chess into the schools. Do you think that, let's say, in Israel, there's enough going on to really build up chess as a tool that students can use?
Well, it's hard to say. Of course, you want to do better because for the moment, I think Ministry of Education has very limited support. We have very limited support from them. But of course, it's not so bad because in some cities, like in my city, Rishon LeZion municipality supports it, and I think in my city we have chess in more or less at least quarter of schools and kindergartens taught. So it depends if you're pessimistic or optimistic, because you can say it's a very big number, but from another point of view, you can say it's still way to go.
Do you think it's moving in the right direction now?
Well, it's moving in the right direction. The question is if it's moving quick enough, if things can be improved, and it's very hard for me to judge.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that people talk about with today's younger grandmasters and top players is that the training that they're doing it differently from how you did it in the past. Have you seen that, and can you describe that?
Yeah, of course they do it differently, but here we are talking about a bit different subject because we are talking about people who want to become professional or succeed in chess, while educational purpose of chess in schools and other educational tools, not to make more professionals, but to help society by introducing a useful tool into education. So let's return to the question you asked. Of course, the world had changed and few things had changed. First of all, that availability of information, of data. Because when I started, it was, let's say, 30, 40 years ago, we had very limited access to information, and also in certain areas of the world, it was no access at all. There were some magazines which were published, some games, and there were some books published, but still it was very limited and the people had uneven access to it. While nowadays anyone can connect to internet and see all the games which are played around the world. It's possible to see live with video, and it changes dimensions that everybody has access to information and equal access to information. Another thing we changed that when I started, you need to live in a right place where you could, if you wanted to have a good coach and have lessons, have good lessons. Nowadays you can have lessons through internet, or the world became very global. And another question is that there are much more tournaments nowadays, and basically players from all the country can participate in all the tournaments and compete with players of the level they wish. So in a way it became much easier to get some knowledge.
But do you feel that the way that they're training, or maybe even the way they play, I would think that some of the younger players, all they ever did was play against a computer, or they would play online, as opposed.
Yes, of course, computer influence it, and it has both good and bad, because of course computer helps to get quick at a certain level, but and you can see computers' influence on the most representative of a younger generation. On the other hand, to go to real top, you need to develop your personality and to develop your personal way of thinking and your views. And in this way, these new technologies are blocking young players, because in certain ways they became similar to each other, and only those ones who have a strong character and who has influence of good trainer or have very strong intellect to understand that it's not enough just to follow computer and to learn with computer, but you have to develop your own ideas and your own qualities, can reach the real summit of the chess world.
All right, as you have done. We have been talking to Boris Gelfand. Boris, we're just about out of time, but in the last few seconds, is there a way that people can best follow what you're doing?
Well, I think now we have excellent possibilities. All the best tournaments are transmitted live in internet, and you can see the video, let's say, on site chesstv.ru, or just Google and on the site, and you see a site, a lot of sites where with a good tournaments where you can follow all my tournaments and all my activity.
All right. Okay, Boris Gelfand, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Goldstein on Gelt show with money maven Doug Goldstein. Doug's weekly radio show is heard around the world, but if you miss it, you can download the podcast at www.goldsteinongelt.com. The Goldstein on Gelt show gives you up-to-date financial ideas so you can get on the path to financial freedom. If you'd like your questions answered on the air or off, send Doug an email to doug@profile-financial.com. It's your money for your future, so join Doug every week to build your wealth on the Goldstein on Gelt show.